Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, and welcome to my channel, Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, where I make wreaths and all things home decor, and I show you how I do it all. If you guys have not hit that subscribe button, please do so, and the notification bell so you guys know when I post a new video. So today we're gonna be making a big, large, fun purple wreath. If you are a purple lover, a purple person, I know people that like purple, really like purple. This tutorial is for you. I have a cute little purple Easter bunny and a little cute purple sign. And look what it says in the back. I don't know which side we're gonna use. Bunny kisses, Easter wishes, or the bunny. I don't know yet. Have not decided. Once we get there, maybe you can help me. And I have a purple 24-inch wreath form, some purple ribbon, and some deco mesh. So with our work form, this is a 24-inch work form, and these have little pine tines, and all of them, even if you order in the same bunch, are gonna have different numbers. Sometimes they're the same number, but sometimes they may have an extra little pine tine at the top or one less, or at the bottom, vice versa. So the first thing I always do is count mine. I already did, and I have 10 on the bottom and 8 on the top. So I'm gonna make a total of 18 cuts of deco mesh. And we need that number before we start. I also make sure when they come in, I straighten out my little pine tines, and I put the center ones and I just kind of fold them in or lean them in, and I do that for the 8 on the top, and then the bottom ones I flatten and stick out. Why do I do that? Because we're gonna be adding a lot of stuff to a lot of deco mesh in the very beginning, and I always get confused, and sometimes I tie a top one with the bottom one, so this just makes it easier for me. Okay, so we're gonna be using a bunch of leftover deco mesh. I've been making a lot of Easter wreaths, and I have like these little rolls that are tiny, and then some are like halfway done. I have some that are new, so I'm just gonna use all of what I have on hand to make a colorful purple Easter wreath. Since I have so much purple, I can be a little lenient and use different colors on my deco mesh. Also, because I'm using so many different ones and they're leftovers, all of my cuts are not going to be the same length, because we have deco mesh like this one that is thicker, so I don't need it to be as long as, for example, I have this really cute ombre one. Look at how sheer that is. You need a little bit more of this so that you can actually see it. So my cuts are gonna kind of reflect the how opaque or how thick the deco mesh, how close together they are. I'm gonna finish this roll right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my rotary cutter. Links to all of this are in the description. I'm gonna put something heavy over here. And this rotary cutter can only be used on a cutting mat. I have a self-healing cutting mat, which is great because I can measure on it. I can cut on it. I can use my glue gun, and glue drops can fall, and once they harden, I just peel them off. It doesn't damage. Love it. If you make a lot of wreaths, this is a really good investment to make. Okay. So I'm laying a purple so far, a lilac, a light blue. Let's do this, just dropping things left and right. This pink one. Look how pretty this one is. It's kind of unicorny. This one is actually thick. No. Okay, so these are, you know, normal, I would say. So I'm gonna cut these at about 21 inches. So I have 3 right now. This one's thicker, so I'm gonna do a shorter cut. Let's straighten out our edges though. See how that is and how fun that is? Just super fast. I'm surprised I whistled. I'm not really a whistle. I can't really whistle when I want to. So because this one is so thick, I'm gonna end up cutting this one at about 19 inches. This one's kind of sheer. I mean, not sheer, this one's kind of metallic and thick, so let's just do 20 inches on this one. You could make them all 21 inches if you wanted to make your life easier, you really could. I'm just being ridiculous, but I'm gonna cut a total. This one I'm gonna do longer though. This one I'm gonna do like 24. I'm gonna end up cutting a total of 18. So I've cut 18 pieces, and what I like to do is just get the deco mesh. I start off trying to put them in order, but it doesn't work. And I use these little laundry baskets from the Dollar Tree or wherever you can get them cheaper, because now it seems like Walmart's cheaper than the Dollar Tree. But I just put them in here, and then that way I can grab them easily when I need them. They're not getting stuck because they stick together, and I'm gonna be putting other mesh on our wreath. So I'm just gonna put them in here and put them to the side. When I need them, I'm gonna grab them out. Just wanted to give you guys that pointer when you're making wreaths to keep things a little organized for you. Okay, so we're back. We have all of our pieces, our 10-inch deco mesh. Now we're gonna pull out the big guns, the 21-inch lavender purplish deco mesh. We have our wreath form, and we're gonna roll out our deco mesh. And I'm going to make a fist at about this much distance from the end, okay? We're gonna just open up, start at the bottom, open up any of our deco mesh, of our pine tines, and then just close our pine tine. I'm only gonna close it maybe once, twice, no more than that, because I'm gonna be opening it up again in just a minute. So I'm going to measure about 12 inches. So these cutting mats are great also because you can measure on them. This white square in the center is actually 12 inches. So I'm just gonna measure from there to there. And then I'm going to open up the pine tine and put it in. And then I have, roll that out a bit, and I have my first poof. So I'm gonna do that all the way around the bottom. And close it each time. Just do 12 inches, round and round. I am gonna try to keep the edges on the inside. I didn't tell you that before, but I'm gonna try to keep the edges on the inside so that I minimize any fraying. The parts of your deco mesh that will fray are the edges. So I normally try to use techniques that either minimize the fraying or hide it if it frays. Now some of these pieces are a little bit longer apart, so just kind of compensate for that with your the length. Maybe go a little bit longer, a little bit shorter if they're closer, so that your some of them just, it's a big difference. It's not so noticeable. But really, we're gonna put all this fun stuff on it. You won't be able to tell, but I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we are almost to the last one. So here, I'm gonna do the same thing that we did. Okay, there's that space that's open. We're gonna measure 12, and then we're gonna make it a loop like normal. Nothing different thus far. Put that in there, close it, make your little loopy loop. Tie it around. And here is the extra piece. We are gonna tuck that in, just tuck it in to our bubble. And you can't see it anymore. Perfect, huh? Okay, we're still gonna do 12 inches right here. And we're gonna connect this piece I'm gonna go sideways to the one here. I don't wanna go directly above it. Or that one wasn't above it, it was too much to the left of it. So poof that out. And now for the top, so we're gonna go, I was gonna make it smaller, but I changed my mind. We're gonna go ahead and keep doing 12 inches all the way around on this one. Okay, poof that out. Let's go ahead and do 12 again. Open that up and put our poof out. Twelve again. So we're going to do that the whole way around. So we're at our last spot, and here I'm going to do the same thing, connect it to that, to where we started from. And then we're going to cut with our scissors some space on this side. And then we're going to cut this part off. We're using regular scissors for that. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did before and just tuck, that might be a little long, I'll cut a little bit shorter. Got a piece. And we're going to tuck it inside of that loop. Okay, so that's our purple deco 21-inch first base of our deco mesh, the 10-inch. I'm going to roll it right here in front of me. I'm going to put something heavy on this side, and I'm going to roll this in and make a little cigar with like maybe 2 or 3 times it rolls. Ah, I'm so clumsy. I'm sorry. Okay. And then I'm going to clip that. Then I'm going to turn it around, put something heavy on that side, and do the same thing on this side. Okay? And then I'm just going to walk them to each other and join them, and they can pinch it right in the center, and it makes a cute little butterfly. So I'm going to take this butterfly, and in the center, remember I told you not to tie them too tightly. This is why, because we're going to open them and we're going to put a piece, our deco mesh, sideways like this, and then it's going to look like a cute little butterfly right in the center. So we're just gonna kind of alternate our colors and do that all the way around. So you could keep them the same color, like the same pattern if you want to. You can mix it up, whatever you want to do. So for me, this method, the way I'm doing right now, honestly for me, makes your poofs, your little cruffles, I think that way looks better. It ends up making your wreath look better, but you don't have to do it that way. When I'm in a hurry, or if it doesn't have to be so exact, I will do it on my chest like this, and do this one like this, and then join it, and then there's your butterfly. You can do it that way. You can hold on to it with your chin, roll it towards yourself, hold it with your chin, roll it towards yourself. Don't wear like a sweater or anything doing this, any material that will catch the deco mesh, because it will ruin your clothes. Ask me how I know. So I'll get a butterfly like that. So there's different ways that you can make your little butterflies. You do what works for you. Okay. And then do this other color. This is such a pretty color. I actually have, just thinking in my head, I have a unicorn sign that I think this ribbon would be perfect for. that butterfly is. Okay, so we're gonna do that all the way around our wreath, and then once we have all 18 of our little butterflies attached, so it looks so far, we will come back and start adding our goodies on top. So that's our wreath base. Now, I'm further away than I usually am from the camera. I'm trying new angles. And so it doesn't look as big on here, but believe me, it's big. How pretty that is. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys bird's view so you guys can see how we attach the rest of our stuff. So this is our cute little bunny. Let's cut off his tag. And these already come with little wires. So what I'm going to do is separate them, and then I'm going to tie them right here against each other, because if you don't, while you're trying to attach them, I've pulled them out by accident. So you'll just pull it through. Okay, and then do this one. And there we go. So that one's gonna go about there. I am heating up my glue gun right now. Any little strays come off. Okay, so we're gonna put our bunny signs right about there. So let's put our bunny in first. So what we're gonna do is these wires, we're just gonna wrap them. We're gonna actually wrap these around the base of our wreath. And we're gonna go over the deco mesh. We're not gonna try to go in between it. We do wanna go over it, have some of those loops underneath, because what that does is it gives it more volume. So I'm just gonna wrap it around, okay? Like you do the sandwich bag little thingies to close them, just wrap it tightly. I guess I should show you. See, I just tied it. Let's actually do a little bit tighter. Oh, that was actually good. And we just twist it like this, okay? I wait to the last minute to cut these off in case I need to move it. So at some point that's gonna get cut off. This is the bottom of our thing. We're gonna be using these metal bars to tie everything to. That's where I want my little bunny. So I'm just gonna tie it like this. You could cut it, or you can just wrap this thing around the metal bars also. Okay. And I tightened these a little bit more because I want my bunny to be angled in. So this top one is going to be pretty loose. We could actually just not even put it. Yeah, I'm going to take it out actually. We don't need it. We really don't. These two pieces are going to secure it enough. We could add some glue. This is what I meant by it just slides. So we're going to take this off. We just need our bunny. Our bunny's attached. He's fine, or she's fine. Okay. We could add some hot glue if we wanted underneath there. I'm not gonna do that right now because I think it's fine. And I'm gonna angle this sign like this. Okay, so I'm going to use these cable mounts. You guys see these? You can poke little holes through them, and then you just peel this off. Links again in my Amazon shop. And then I took 2 Chanel stems and just twisted them like this to make one long one. And we're gonna look where we need to attach our wreath. I mean, our sign to the wreath. So like I said, I want mine leaning this way. So I'm gonna try to get as close to my bar, which is about here, so that I can tie one pretty tightly. This one's gonna be the tightest one I'm gonna tie because I want it angled that way. So I just, there's a bunny tail. Okay. So I was gonna go right there. I did end up, actually my husband chose this. I just asked him which side did he like better, and he said he liked this side better. So we will go with that. This is not coming apart. There it goes. And then we're gonna put the other one right about here. Okay, and then we're gonna put one right about here. I'm just gonna put 3. Jeez, these are really stuck on there. And you don't have to do this. I like to. I put a little bit of glue just to keep it from coming off. Let that cool. Okay. So we're gonna let that cool. And then in the meantime, try not to burn ourselves, we're gonna squeeze through our deco mesh. And then we're just gonna tie it. So all we're doing is putting our deco mesh, I'm sorry, our Chanel stem through those cable mounts. And that's what we're going to use to tie them. And the reason why I made a longer, one long piece versus just a short one is because I do not like to see signs squished on top. I think it just doesn't look good. So this is a really tall wreath. It needs some space. This gives it space, enough space where it's gonna look like it's on top, not just like flattened out, okay? So let's remember where we wanted it. Right about there. So turn it over. Remember, we want it angled, so like I said, that bottom piece is going to be the tightest one, and they're gonna get a little bit looser as we go up. And then we're gonna just tighten it. I don't know if that's how tight I want it. Might be a little, let's see. I'll poke through our deco mesh here. The reason why I did this so bright, fluorescent color, is because I want to be able to find it easily when I'm digging through layers of mesh. So we're just going to tie it around. Is that where we want it? Yes, it is. This is exactly where we want it, actually. Okay. And then we're going to attach the last piece. And we can go ahead and tighten our sign as soon as I get it through. You can poke through the deco mesh too, like it's fine. yeah, okay. So, since we like where everything is, we can tighten that. So I can just wrap this around my bar to secure it in. Could just cut it if you wanted to. We're gonna use wire cutters, not scissors. There's that one. Just wrap it around. And then these that we had earlier for our little bunny, we're just gonna wrap around. And get them out of the way. Now, let's add our bow. So, we are gonna get a zip tie. We're gonna get our ribbon scissors, not our deco mesh scissors. And we are, again, going to get 2 pieces of chenille stems, and we're gonna roll them like this. To make one big long one. Good. Okay, so I have a smorgasbord of ribbon. Some of them new, look at that. And I wanna make a nice big bow. Start with this one. It's purple eggs. And I like to drop it to the floor. And we're gonna put a bow right about here. Okay, it's about as long as I want my tail. It's about 13 inches, okay? Then I'm gonna pinch that. This is where the bow, it's gonna look like this. This is gonna be our tail. So I'm gonna pinch that because this is gonna be the beginning of our loop. Okay, so I'm gonna make a loop, and then I'm gonna see what size I want it to be. I think that's a good size. It's about 14 inches, so I'm gonna have about a 7-inch loop, okay? So I'm pinching that. I'm gonna pinch that side as well. Okay, that's our loop. We're gonna join it together. And it looks like a little jellyfish. Okay, so this is already half of our first bow. Here's the bow, here's a tail. This is the back part of our bow. I'm gonna fix it so it's not wrinkled up. And I'm gonna go from the back, this is the back side, this is the front side. I'm gonna go from the back to the front to make the next loop. And that loop's going to be about that long. Okay. Fix our ribbon. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take our ribbon scissors. We're gonna cut about right here, however long we want to make our tail. And that's our first loop. Now we're gonna add another loop. So if you are using the bow dabra, what you could do is right here, you could put your zip tie, but you can put your zip tie here at the bottom, and then this right here that holds your bow. Okay, I'm actually going to show you how to use a bow dabber on this bow because I don't think I've done that in a while. So we have our little bow dabber. We can actually also put, we could put our Chanel stem crisscrossing. I'll just tie it to the back here. Okay. Do that so that we can tie it easier. If it falls out, we can just do it again at the end. But that so far is the bow. Let's add this purple. Okay, so this purple here. And do our tail. We're gonna pinch it. That's where we want the bow tail. This is the end of it. This is where it's gonna attach to the loop. We're gonna make a loop. Okay, and then we wanna make it slightly smaller than the loop before. And then we're gonna pinch it, okay? So we pinch the other side, join them together. That's the top of our bow. It's half of a bow. Now we're gonna do the other side. We're gonna go from the back to the front. Pinch it in the center. You can eyeball what it looks and go like this. Do little bunny ears, see how it looks. Okay, perfect. And then we're gonna place that right in the center. And then we're going to cut our tail. Now, okay, so I found this pink striped ribbon that I liked. So we're gonna do that one next. Stretch it out. Okay, so how pretty it is. Okay, so we're gonna do our tail, pinch it. That's our tail. Now we're gonna start the first loop. And how long do we want it? Just a little bit shorter than that. Yeah, about that short. So we're gonna pinch it there. Now we're gonna go from the back to the front. And then we're going to pinch our loop where we're gonna join it. And then we're just gonna put it in our bow dabber. And this is what I mean by fixing your ribbon. See how it's rolled in this way? We're gonna roll it back. Okay. And we're gonna cut our tail. And that's our third ribbon. Okay. Looks so pretty. I like the contrast of the polka dots with the stripes. Okay, so what's our next ribbon gonna be, guys? Let's see. Let's do some more polka dots. This polka dot has multi-colors on it. They're small little polka dots. I like it. See? So let's do that for the next one. See, I threw this on the floor and both sides came out. So now I'm just afraid it's going to fall apart. So I'm gently placing them on my chair now behind me. Okay, so that's our tail. Pinch it, make a loop. We're gonna keep making the loops gradually smaller than the loop before, okay? So that's this loop. Let's measure it again. Yep, okay. Pinch it, we're gonna go from the back to the front. And then we're gonna pinch it at the middle. Measure it. Oops, it's too long. Let's go shorter. Still too long. Let's So cute. I'll put that in the center. Okay, and cut our tail. So there's that ribbon. Gotta add some purple now. So let's see, let's add this purple stripe. And that's our tail. Make a loop. They're getting smaller and smaller. Pinch it there. From the back to the front. Get a loop. Make sure our loops are close in size. All right, I'm gonna put that in the center. And we're gonna go ahead and cut our tail. So there's purple in this bow for sure. But there's a lot of lighter colors. So I like how it's just kind of contrasting. Let's do, I wanted to start singing Let's Go Fly a Kite from Mary Poppins. Let's go fly a kite. Okay, so we're gonna do this pink. That right there, pinch it and make a smaller loop. Okay. Pinch it from the back to the front. Pinch that. There we go. Make them about even. Put that right there. And cut the edge, cut the ends. Then what do we want to do? Use this one again. So we're gonna do a tail, pinch it. We're gonna do a loopy loop. It's gonna be slightly smaller from the back to the front. Pinch it. Measure it. Put it down. Cut it. Okay, now let's do this really pretty plaid. It's nice and thick too, I like it. Let's do one loop this way. Look how pretty the back is. Oh, even the back is pretty. Ooh, you can use this on it. Okay, got an idea for another wreath. Okay, pinch that. From the back to the front. Pinch it in the center. That's way too long. Let's make it shorter. Okay. This one's a little too long. And then we're gonna put the pretty purple one that I like at the very front. How cute that is. Make a loop. Okay. Make a loopy loop. And then go from the back to the front. And put that right in the center. That is our lasagna. So now what we can do is get our zip tie. Just kind of tie it and then pull it out. Just fix your ribbon anywhere you want. I'm going to put this towards the back. And what I mean by fix your ribbon, I mean like this. See how it's wrinkled right there? We want to unwrinkle that and just make sure it looks nice right here. Okay. And we have our Chanel stem that's going to attach it to our wreath. Pull it nice and tight, put our Bodabra over here. Thank you, Bodabra. Definitely makes it easier to make a wreath with the Bodabra. I mean, to make a bow. Cut that with the wire cutter. Put our ribbon over here. And then I am going to put this bow right about here. Actually, because we want it to fluff out and I don't want to hide my bunny. So let's see, where do we want this? We want it right here. Okay. So we're gonna, like we did before, we're gonna poke through our deco mesh, and we do want it on top of a loop or on top of deco mesh so that it pops up. Now, unlike the sign and our little bunny, this thing, our bow, I lost it. Hold on. Okay. I found it. That's why I make it so bright so I can find it easily. We want to tie this super tight. Bows, you want it tight, super, super, super tight. Because if you don't, they will droop. And we don't want droopy bows. Super tight. Okay. So now we're gonna have to do this multiple times, FYI. But we're just going to position and separate the ribbon from our bow. This is the most important part of the bow making process. I didn't do that one right, see? No, I did actually. I thought I didn't. Okay, never mind. So this is the most important part of the bow making process because this is what's gonna make your bow look nice, is fluffing it out and just arranging it in a way so that everything looks nice. Okay, so we're gonna fluff out our bow. Okay, and we later will fix our tails and all that fun stuff, but we're gonna roll them out like this just to give them a little bit of volume so we have an idea how big of a space we're gonna have to cover up. So I don't start putting the ribbon around first because I'm wasting ribbon right under here. I don't need ribbon right here. because you have this giant bow there. So I can save money by not using the ribbon there. So I wait until I put the big bows that I want, and then I'll start filling out the side ones. So that looks so pretty. Now we're gonna do another bow, and we're gonna do it here on this side, right over here. So for that bow, because that has a lot of purple, let's do this one, this one. Let's pop it with that. I'm missing one. Oh, they're right behind me. Let's see. Maybe this pink one. We might do another purple one. Okay, so we're gonna do a smaller bow on this side. And we're gonna do the same thing, get our zip tie, and we're going to make one large one. So let's get our bow dabber again. We're gonna put our zip tie right in the center. Then we're going to get our Chanel stem. I'm gonna tie it here so it doesn't get in the way. Let's start with our first ribbon, shall we? And for this one, we're gonna have a tail. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer than I'm probably gonna use, so we can cut it later. We're gonna use this tail, pinch that. I'm gonna make a loop about that long. This is about a 16-inch loop. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna tighten that. I'm gonna pinch that, sorry. Fix my little ribbon here. Hold on, what did I do? Here we go. Okay, we're in business. Okay, now we're gonna go again from the back to the front. We're gonna measure it about the same size as this loop. Okay. We're gonna make long tails because we can cut them. That's our first bow. So our second one, long tail, make that loop. About the same size, actually, for this one. Okay, so about the same size. Now we're gonna go from the back to the front. Turn it like this. Okay, and that's where this is. Then we're gonna close that, cut that, Then we're actually gonna do our dark pink, our pink next. Do our tail and make a loop. This one is a smidgen shorter. Make that loop. Pinch it. See if they are the same size about. about. Okay, put it in the center, cut our long tail. We're not gonna keep them this long, I promise. And then we're gonna do this polka dot. I really like polka dots. Even like in clothes, I like polka dots. Like very 50s, you know? Okay, here's our tail. Pinch it, make a loop. Then we're gonna go from the back to the front. Pinch that. All right, so that's our bow. And then we're gonna get our zip tie, bring it up. Okay, and bring it up over here. Fix our bow in the front. So that is our bow. How pretty is that? Okay, so we're gonna put this bow right under here. Our wire again. This is my least favorite part, y'all. Tie it around there, and then get the other side and tie it around. What time is it?
Quarter.
Okay, I'll go with you right now. I'm leaving with you. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Let me just tie this bow, and I will be back later to finish this. That's what that looks like, and I am going to tie it nice and tight, like we've been doing. So this is how our wreath, our bow right behind here looks. I love that. It's just pretty loops and some tails behind it. I'm actually gonna put you guys up. I'm gonna put this wreath up on an easel, and I'll put you guys behind me so you guys can see all the stuff we're gonna add to our wreath. Okay, so we're on our easel. So look how pretty this looks. I like this. Just looks so pretty. So we're gonna cut some of these ribbons. I told you they were long. I'm just gonna cut them. I'm not gonna do dovetails on these, but I am going to just roll back all of my ribbon like this. No, you guys can't see. I'm going to just roll my edges like that so that they do not fray. So that the edge of my ribbon does not fray. And just do every piece on this. And see, I cut them all different lengths, and I like that look. I don't like it to look assembly line created. Now that it's right side, I am going to add some glue to the back of our bunny. He's very light. So he's tied in, and we added some glue just to make sure he's okay. Okay, so we're gonna add some ribbon to our pine tines here on the side. I ended up taking ribbon and I cut it 17 inches, but this kind of ribbon frays at the end. So to prevent that, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a little fold like that. Let's make sure it's straight. Fold it again, twice, to the other side. Same thing, measure it. Then we're gonna do one more crease. So we wanna bring it down to 14 inches. We cut it 17 inches just so that we can crease it, okay? So I did that, and right now I have 6 pairs. We'll see if we need more. But I went ahead and did these two, I think would look cute. And then I thought these two would look cute. So once we have our 2 pairs, we're going to, since they're 2 different sizes, one is a 2.5, one is a 1.5 or 2 inch. We're gonna fold it in half like this, okay? And then here at the center, we're just gonna crease it. So that we make a little A, a little V, okay? And then we're going to open up a pine tine. Put it above our deco mesh. Now we spin it a few times, because now we're not going to open it anymore. And that's our first little ribbon on the side. So our next one, I thought it was real cute to alternate the stripes and the balls. So it has stripes in purple. The balls are like a white with pink, and now we're doing the stripes white and pink and the purple polka dot. So I thought that was cute. It's the same thing, fold it in half, crease it, and there at the crease, we pinch it. Okay, and then the next pine tine, we're just going to tie it nice and tight. And there's our next ribbon set. Then we go back and just do the same thing. So I'm gonna do that to the empty ones on the side. Okay, then I'm gonna close this, fold it in half, pinch it, do one last one in front of you. Looks like a little V. And I'm gonna put that right in here. That's it. So I'm gonna keep going, and then when I'm done, I'll be back. So now what we're going to do is I have an assortment of these little eggs, like these different colors. They have little picks on them. I am going to take the little bow that it comes with, and that's okay if this came off. If that happens, put some glue where the little hole is, just a little bit, and then stick it back in. And there you go. Okay, so I'm going to get my wire cutters. I'm gonna cut that down. And then just poke it through. And that's where that one's probably gonna go. Not gonna glue these in just yet because I wanna see how they look. Some glue right in there. Poke it in. Cut this. Maybe I should cut that one that short. Let's put this one right here. I want to cut a yellow one. It's a different size too. It's a little bit smaller. Give it a little bit of variety here. That's gonna be a glue gun. I'm gonna attach that to the glue gun. So we're just gonna place these in different spots on our wreath. Go. That looks so cute. So we're gonna just stick some eggs where we think we can use one. Just, you know, different spots in our wreath. So you can't see because I have a giant head, but if you, on the pine tines, you can tie the pine tines around that little pick if you're having a hard time finding a spot to add it to. Perfect. Cut this. Okay. I'm just gonna go around and around. Just find little spots where I think an egg would look cute. You can also poke it through your deco mesh. That'll help you have a spot to be able to stick your egg, the pick on your egg in through. Yeah, right there's cute. Tell you. Whoever said crafting, I don't know if anyone ever said it, but if anyone ever thought that crafting isn't actually exercise, it is. You see how I'm using my strength to pull off that ribbon? I'm sure I burned a couple calories there. So I'm going in the back row, the bottom row, and the top row so that they're kind of like zigzag back and forth. Let's put one right here. Peel this off. Another like maybe 6 calories right there. Never mind the 400 I'm consuming on my Frappuccino. We're not gonna talk about that. Okay, because it's Bunny Kisses, Easter Wishes. So we have our bunny, and of course, we all know that bunnies lay Easter eggs. So now I'm just gonna go back. Now some of these I tied. So if I tied it, I'm just gonna put a slight amount of glue. I'm not gonna do that on this one. And it's not a lot of florals or anything, so I can deal with the glue gun, waiting for it. A bunch of glue just to put it on a stem. So I'm wasting more than what's going on my actual wreath. You see? You see, so I have to put all this right here. And as far as my tail goes, my tails, I am not gonna dovetail these. I don't think this ribbon is a dovetail. Like these ribbons would look good dovetailed. I'm not gonna do this whole thing on the camera, but I am going to do what I showed you with the top ribbon and just fold the bottom so that it doesn't fray, or you can't see the fraying. So I'm just gonna roll that for the whole thing. And then I'm going to do this to my ribbon and give it some love. And you see what that does is it curls it and it gives it volume. Okay, so I'm gonna finish just doing the bottom, a little tails here and making sure that they don't fray out. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna turn you guys around so you guys can see it. So this is our Easter bunny wreath with all these cute little eggs, our pretty bow, and it's nice and purple. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please do me a huge favor, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment, let me know where you guys are watching me from. I am in Texas. And let me know also if you enjoyed this tutorial and what else you'd like me to make a tutorial on. And don't forget to also follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. If you want to buy a wreath that I make here on my tutorials, I do sell them on my Etsy, in my Etsy shop. The links and all of that are in the description. Also, all of the materials that I have links for Amazon are listed in the description with the links to purchase them if you want to. All right, guys, I will see you on the next tutorial. Bye.